Hey everyone, welcome to another MLM dumpster fire. Today we're back to watch a video from Fraser Brooks, one of our favorite, and I say that sarcastically, network marketing coaches. And this video was called Escape Your 9 to 5 with Network Marketing. So you can see why I was intrigued and I wanted to react to it. It's only 15-ish minutes long, so we shouldn't be here for too long. Fraser tends to be a little bit extra in his videos, so we'll see what happens in this one. I have not watched it. I'm blind reacting as per usual, well, as in most cases on my channel. And yeah, we're just gonna get into it. Before we do, don't forget to click the like and subscribe button. That's a nice free way to support my channel. If you would like, there's no pressure. And as always, big shout out to all my channel members. Thank you guys for being here. I really do appreciate you, and let's get into this. I'm ready.
In this video, I want to share with you how you can escape the traditional 9 to 5 with network marketing. That's the dream in network marketing, right? The idea of not having to go to work to the same place every single day, Monday to Friday, 9 a.m. till 5 p.m. You have to leave the house at 8 a.m. You won't get back till 6 p.m. You miss time with your family. You miss time with your kids. You don't get to watch as much Netflix as you would like to, whatever.
This is giving parent shaming, like working parent shaming to me, but also, I mean, not everyone wants to escape their 9 to 5. Some people are completely okay with their jobs. They're happy with what they do. They have a good team or whatever, good benefits. They get paid for their work, which doesn't happen in network marketing. A lot of people out there are perfectly happy with their 9 to 5s.
Whatever it might be, the whole idea of network marketing was created to allow people a secondary income, to be able to pay off a certain amount of debt, to put more food on the table, to get one holiday at the end of the year, whatever that might be. And then people...
Interesting if those were the reasons MLM was created and not for the MLM founders to earn a bunch of money easier and quicker for themselves, in my opinion. Why is it that something that was created to put food on the table, to give extra holidays, give more income and freedom, how is it that in that business model that was made to enable people to do that, the majority of people don't have it? The majority of people are not making any profit. A lot of them are going into debt trying to work their MLM businesses. That sure backfired. If that was the goal of network marketing, it sure fucking backfired, Fraser. And don't pretend like you have never seen the income disclosure statements from MLMs, because in my opinion, you know very well that the majority of people are not profiting and the business model is the issue and not those people or their work ethics or whatever.
Started to dream a little bit more. And they started to realize that if I can make $300, $400, $500 a month, maybe I can make $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 a month. And some of you may be watching this and you need to make $10,000, $20,000 a month to be able to replace your 9 to 5. And you're starting to think,
well, is it worth it? Should I go all in? I don't know. I'm not sure.
Well, maybe there's another reason. Maybe it's not a financial reason. Maybe it's time. Maybe it's effort. Maybe you want some extra freedom. Maybe you would rather go from working 9 to 5, $20,000 a month to going from working on your at home and your basis with $10,000 a month. Different circumstances, different situations. So I want to really give you a framework, an idea of some of the...
I mean, I think we're gonna agree that the majority of people that join MLMs are not earning $20,000 a month in their 9 to 5 job. That is the reason why they get recruited into MLMs, is because they want more money, they need more money, or they maybe are a stay-at-home mom and they don't have a 9 to 5 at all. So I'm not sure what audience he's speaking to here, because that's not the majority of people that are joining MLMs.
Things that you're going to need to do in order to be able to replace your traditional 9 to 5 business or 9 to 5 job with your network marketing business. And before I do go into this, remember, network marketing is not a job, but it's a business for job replacement. And if you treat your business like a job, it will most likely work out. But because you can work from home, let me tell you what happens. People know you work at home and they call you up and say, hey, Bob, do you mind going and getting some milk whilst I'm at work? And you're like, yeah, sure, but you're at work too. Or, hey, the gardener can't make it today. Can you tidy the garden today whilst I'm at work? It's like,
Yeah, this is true. This happens to me all the time. My family, my extended family, don't really take my job that seriously because I work from home. Even when I had a 9 to 5 job, they would often like come over on a Friday and bring their kids with them. And I'm just here like trying to have my meeting, and there's kids running and screaming around the house. So I get that. That is like, well, you have the freedom. Can you go buy milk? Like, what's gonna happen if you're gone for 10 minutes to go buy milk? Sorry, I'm touching my curtains. I get that. It's funny because it's true. Like, people don't really take that too seriously, I feel like, at least from my experience. But also, are we trying to say that that is the reason why the majority of people in MLMs are not making any profit? It's because their extended family and friends are not taking their business seriously and they get distracted. Is that it? Seriously? Is that the best you got, Fraser?
I'm at work too, but yeah, but you're at home. You have to ensure and remember that at home, when you are working, you have an effective workspace. And I know if you're a mom, a single mom watching this right now, you've got certain different commitments that you have to commit yourself to. Working 3 hours in a row is not going to be possible. Working in an office, in a desk, in your own house might not be possible. But have a certain place that when you're sat in that chair or when you're facing that wall, you get to work, you work your ass off for 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes or until something happens. All right? There's no reason why it can't work for you. So here we go. Let's talk about the foundation. Number one is you need to set a goal. You have to set a goal. And I know there's thousands of videos, hundreds of thousands of videos on setting goals here on YouTube or on podcasts and the like. You've heard about them all the time, but you have to have a goal. The goal could be, right, I'm making $50,000 a year in my job. I want to make $50,000 a year in my network marketing business. That can be the goal. Point number two is you then have to set a deadline. No deadline, no deal. Something that
In most of the MLMs out there, which I'm gonna link a couple of random income disclosure statements down below in the description box, alongside with some FTC articles that you can take a look at if you're not a part of anti-MLM movement yet and you don't know what exactly happens in MLMs. The odds are very small that you're gonna be successful in an MLM, but of course Fraser here is not gonna tell you that.
I always say to myself, there's no deadline, no deal. Like, oh, let's go to the Maldives. When? No deadline, no deal. Oh, I want to make $50,000. When? No deadline, no deal. Oh, I really want to buy that new red Ferrari. When? No deadline, no deal. As soon as you have the deadline, you move on to point number 3, which is you go and tell your accountability partner. Oh, but Fraser, I don't have an accountability partner. Tell your life partner, tell a friend, tell an upline, tell a sideline, tell your downline, tell the social media world. Do a story, do a reel, save it. So that you know I've declared it to the world, because
none of that is going to change anything because the business model is still set up so that the majority of people are going to fail. So all of this advice is useless in my opinion because, like I said, it just doesn't change anything. You having an accountability person or partner or whatever does not increase your odds of being successful in an MLM.
When you make a declaration, you look stupid when you don't hold yourself to it. You know, I was very fortunate enough to spend some time with a billionaire. I had the chance to ask him a question when I was very, very young. It was years and years and years and years ago. And I didn't really prepare. And I asked one question. What's the best tip you can give me? And I really wish I'd asked a deeper question, but the answer to the question stuck with me forever and ever and ever. He said, whatever you said you're going to do it and do it well. That was it. So if you say you're going to make $50,000 a year, do it and do it well. If you say you're going to get that red Ferrari, do it and do it well. If you say you're going to write that book, do it and do it well. Don't be someone who declares and never does so that people know you and that's your brand. Oh yeah, he's the guy who says he's going to do it, but he never does. He's the guy who says all these things but never really follows through with it. Don't be that guy. It's not attractive at all. It's not sexy, and it's definitely not successful. So with the foundational point, it's really knowing the goal, having a deadline, and then telling your accountability partner. Okay, so point number 4 is establishing the activity that you're going to take to make it happen. And you might need to reach out to an upline, you might need to watch other videos that we've done, but what's the activity you're going to take? Who are you going to contact? What are you going to post? What are you going to say? What are you going to do to qualify people? What tool are you going to share with people? What presentation are they going to work? How are you going to follow up? What's going to be your closing question? When are the next events you're going to attend? What is the activity that you're going to take? Point number 5 is then what's the level of activity you're going to take? Like, what are the numbers you're going to do? So if you know that you're going to be reaching out to people, you know you're going to be getting people onto a presentation, you know you're going to be doing follow-ups, how much of it are you going to do every day? And this is what I would recommend. Don't necessarily set a number, set a time, because the time is always going to be the same. And what you'll find is if you say that you're going to do 10 a day and you get exhausted doing 10 a day, you end up getting burnt out, and then you don't do 10 a day. You end up doing nothing for 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. But if you say, I'm going to reach out to new people 10 minutes a day, I'm going to create content for 10 minutes a day, I'm going to follow up with people 10 minutes a day, and I'm going to ask the closing question 10 minutes a day and I promote the next event for 10 minutes a day. You can now start to see, wow, that's 50 minutes a week. 50 minutes a day. Let's say 1 hour a day. And then the goal is to move it to 2 hours a day, 3 hours a day, 4 hours a day.
So you're moving it to more and more hours a day you're gonna spend working, promoting, messaging people, doing all the shit that you're not getting paid for in an MLM. You're not getting any paychecks or any payments when you are promoting on your social media, talking to people, trying to recruit. You only get paid if you sell or recruit people into your downline. So you are increasing the amount of hours that you're working for free.
5 hours a day, 6 hours a day, until you reach the sweet spot where actually working more hours than that is not really beneficial to you. And a little side note, personal development is not counted. Personal development is not something that you should add to your schedule. Like, I did 3 hours this year. I did 3 hours this week in my business. What did you do? I read Think and Grow Rich for the 7th time. No. Personal development is a way of life. You step into your car, what are you listening to? You go for a run or a walk, what are you listening to? When you're at home, Alexa is playing, what is she playing? Is it a podcast? If you can, go, Alexa, play Network Marketing Ninja podcast by Fraser Brooks. And guess what? It will start playing the podcast. Start at episode 1 if you want and go all through the 300 plus episodes that we currently have. All right?
My phone is always playing some BTS probably or some other cheerful music. I'm not into personal development in that way. I find that a lot of these podcasts and books and stuff for personal development are very easy ways to manipulate people. In my opinion, I don't know, I just never liked it. I never sit well with me. I think there are different ways that you can do personal development, but obviously in MLMs they're gonna push you to listen to these network marketing giants, let's say, which are just gonna brainwash you to, in my opinion, to keep working your MLM business even though you're never gonna make any profit.
Easy, simple. We're like, but I work in the other room. Guess what? Personal development has a way of finding its way through the cracks in the walls and the cracks of the doors and the cracks in the windows. It's weird how it works, but for those of you who don't know, I grew up in network marketing. My dad would have presentation after presentation after presentation, training after training after training in his office the door was closed and I was in the other room. My mum was kind of keeping me occupied in the room. When I got older, I was watching TV in the room. When I got older, I was doing homework in that room. Even though I could hardly hear him, it worked its way into my subconscious. Kind of weird how that works. So number 4 is you got to know your activity. Number 5 is you got to know the number of activity you're going to do. I would base that on time. And then number 6, tell your accountability partner the activity that you're going to take and commit to it. If you're saying, I know the activity I've got to take, and I know the amount of time of that activity I'm going to do every day, then you need to declare it to your accountability partner, to the world, right? And you've got to commit to actually doing it. By doing this, you're going to move the needle forward. And obviously there's a deeper level of conversation that we can have when it comes to what activity do I take? What's the best amount of activity I need to do? What happens when this happens? But the purpose of this video is for you to escape your 9 to 5 and the things you need to know in order to make that happen. Okay, so point number 7, you're gonna need to know a few things. In fact, under point number 7, there's 3 things you're gonna have to get good at before, in my opinion, you should consider going full-time. Number 1, sales. Because if you can get good at sales, you can make money when you want, right? If you get good at sales and you're like, I really need to make $100. $100 to me is getting 3 new customers. Great. Who do I need to speak to from a sales perspective to make 3 sales today? Okay. And if you're good at sales, you'll be able to make that happen. If you're not, you will avoid it. You will fight it. You will flight or fly away from it. You will escape it. Okay? And here's what I want you to do. I want you to just, in the comments down below, when I say make a sale or selling or all things sales, what's the one feeling that comes to you?
Most people, anxiety, fear, cringe, worry, concern. Bleh.
Don't like it. It's like, it makes me feel sick, whatever that might be. If the word that you're thinking and you're writing, and be honest, don't change it just after what I'm about to say. If the word you associate is a negative word, then you will most likely suck at selling and you will be bad at sales. If the word you feel is positive, like selling to you is providing a solution.
Sure, like I feel like the majority of people don't really like sales jobs, and maybe that's just me and my shy introverted personality, but I cannot imagine. I would never want to make sales. Even if I was gonna make a bunch of money, I could never, and I would never want to do a sales job. That's just my personal preference. That's just how I am. But there's also a difference when you're joining or when you're doing a sales job in a company where you have a base pay and then you get commissions off of your sales, but you actually get paid for your work and you're actually selling, let's say, a software or something to people. That's very different from being in an MLM. Being in an MLM, people are not just worried that, oh, it's a sales job. People are worried that everyone thinks it's a scam, and everyone thinks it's a scam for a reason, because in my opinion, it is a scam. What I'm trying to say is I feel like it's not the fact that people are nervous over joining MLM because it's a sales job. It's because they know that it has a very bad reputation among people. And they don't want to be that person that joined an MLM. And they shouldn't. Don't join an MLM.
It's collecting a decision. It's giving someone the next step. It's opening the door to a new world. It's transformational. If you associate that word to something positive, then guess what? You'll be most likely be very good at selling. So the first thing you got to get good at is sales. The second thing you got to get good at is generating leverage, meaning helping other people in your team get good at sales, right? Very, very simple. Get good at sales yourself. And we have an entire workshop. I'll link it in the description below. It's called Online Sales Machine, where we talk about how to get better at selling on social media for you to make sales. Okay? So you got to get good at sales, and then leverage is when you have people in your team who also can sell on demand. So let's say three times a month, you have the 10th, the 20th, and the 30th of every month, or the 7th, the 17th, and the 27th of every month. That's just numbers for an example. Is you have team sell day, where you just as a group decide, guys, we're going to go and see who can make the most number of new sales of this product. Go. And at the end of the day, maybe on the 8th, on the 18th, and on the 28th of each month, you get together as a group and say, hey, how much new personal volume did you sell? And people say, like, I did this. And as a team, you get better at selling and selling and selling and selling. Well, now you've got good at selling, you've got good at leverage, and now the third thing is leadership. You got to be able to lead a team through the obstacles, through the challenges, through their concerns, through their worries, so that they can grow their organization. And when you can sell, when you can get leverage of people who are selling, and when you can lead a team through the challenges, through the ups and downs, you have a stable and secure business enough that you're in control of your production. You're able to help other people increase their production, and then the production of the overall team is great with the leadership. Now you're in a situation where you can go, not only can I leave my 9 to 5, but I can not only can I be a full-time network marketer, but I also have a business that's most likely going to thrive with or without me. And point number 8, I would say this is the most important one, because a lot of people, they go full-time too soon. When they're not good at sales, they haven't got necessarily the correct leverage, and they definitely don't have the leadership. But something's happened in the industry or in their company that's created momentum that they've been able to gain access to. And a good example of this was COVID. People went from making nothing to $5,000 a month, and they made it for a few months, and they were like, I'm making more a month in my business than I was making in 3 or 4 months in my 9 to 5. It makes no sense me being at the 9 to 5. And what they're doing with their time, they're going to the gym leisurely, they're going on.
I mean, this is actually a good advice, in my opinion, for those people that are not profiting at all, or then they're not earning nearly enough money to be able to quit their full-time jobs if they even have a full-time job, if they're not like a stay-at-home mom. This is actually a good advice, in my opinion, like I said, because at least he's telling them don't go full-time in an MLM too early. Like, don't do it until you're actually making some kind of profit. So at least there's that. Like, he's not telling people just quit your job straight away and start working on your MLM biz. So like, that's financially irresponsible in my opinion, because like I said, the majority of people are not profiting in MLMs. So it's not the best idea, or it's not the best decision to leave your full-time job that's paying you to work for free in an MLM.
Long walks, they're going on more holidays, they're playing more golf. They're not actually becoming a full-time network marketer from the amount of effort they're putting in. Instead, they're being a network marketer who works at home full-time, meaning they're at home all the time, or they're going traveling and they're doing what they're doing. So this is what I would recommend. Make at least double your current income that you make from your job for at least 6 months. But also have the amount of money that it costs for you to live your life, mortgage, car payment, credit card debt, student loan, food, clothes, all the things. Find it out. If you don't know what that number is, that's definitely where you need to start from a financial literacy perspective and a wealth creation perspective. Whatever that number might be, let's say it's $3,000. Have 6 times that. So have 6 months of that. So have $18,000 in a special savings account minus the tax. It's going to have to be like paid money the tax has been paid off. So $18,000. So you're now making double. Let's say in your job you make $2,000 a month. So now you're making $4,000 a month, and you have 6 months of lifestyle, like of bills, in a savings account, because when the dip comes, you are going to panic. And guess what? The dip always comes. Always. In every career, there's a massive dip followed by little dips, because the little dips are still big, but they don't feel as big to you because you have the experience and the knowledge to overcome them. So now you know that you have 6 months of making nothing until you're in a situation where you actually need to potentially get another job. And that is plenty of time when you are good at sales, you're good at creating leverage, and you have basic leadership skills for you to be able to turn the ship around, for you to be able to build a brand new organization in terms of a brand new team within the company that you're in. If something happened to the company, it gives you enough time to go and rebuild a new company. But 1 month, 2 months, if you only have that amount of time, then this is what will happen. You will get desperate. And you'll start doing deals that you shouldn't be doing. You'll start speaking to people in a way that you shouldn't be speaking. And you will lose your patience, and you will end up hating network marketing. And you'll be one of those stories, oh, I lost a fortune in network marketing. I'm depressed because of network marketing, because you made a decision too soon. It's a great...
Of course. So he found a way to turn what's, in my opinion, a good advice, to turn it against the 99% of people that never make any profit in an MLM. Fraser, not all of those 99% of people across all multi-level marketing companies that never make any profit in MLMs, not all of them actually have jobs. A lot of them are stay-at-home moms. The majority of people are failing because they are leaving their full-time jobs too early before they're making profit in an MLM. But like, what when they don't have a job at all, when they didn't have a full-time job ever, and they just joined an MLM, had all the time in the world, but they just couldn't succeed because, like we know, it's just not possible. The business model is the issue and not those people. I don't know if I worded that correctly, but I'm sure you guys know what I mean. It's not, the logic is not logicking, in my opinion.
Saying, don't make permanent decisions on temporary feelings. And I live a lot of my life based on that, because it's true. So if you got value from this video, let me know in the comments or the chat down below. Give us a thumbs up, smash subscribe, and share this video with a network marketing friend of yours, or a friend of yours who you know is considering network marketing or has the 9 to 5 and wants to go full time, so that they know the basic 8 steps that they need to know and be aware of and take for them to become a full-time network marketer. And with that being said, go out there and go from a network marketing newbie to a network marketing professional to then the network marketing full-timer before you become the network marketing leader and legend in the future. All right? Have an amazing day. Can't wait to see you on the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.
Except the majority of people, like it never happens for the majority of people. But anyway, let me know down below what you thought about this. I mean, at least he gave some concrete advice, but again, I said this before, it's really useless because first of all, you're gonna do more work, but you're not gonna get paid for that work because you only get paid if you recruit or sell. So you're gonna end up working even more. You're gonna be a little bit more organized while you're working more, but you're not gonna get paid for the work that you're doing. But let me know down below your opinions on this training. Thank you for watching as always, especially if you made it this far. That really helps my channel a lot. And don't forget to click the like and subscribe button. That's a nice free way to support me if you would like. And as always, big shout out to my channel members. Thank you guys for being here, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye.